This is Don Durrett. I'm at the Metals Investors Forum, February 28th, Toronto. Talking to Brad Rourke, CEO of Scottie Resources. I've known Scottie for a couple of years now. I've been following them. I always told him, I said, I'm not really interested in exploration. Can you pivot to development? Come on, man, Brad. I always tell him, pivot. As soon as he pivoted, I bought the stock. I didn't hesitate. I love development projects in Canada. Love development projects that are solid, good teams. He's got all that. So Brad, tell us a little bit about how you made the decision to pivot and kind of your plan going forward this year.
I do remember when you told me to pivot, and I was still in the mindset of an exploration company, and that's, going into it, that's what we thought we were. But your advice and others, right? The asset beside me was just kind of had challenges, and hopefully they're working that out right now. And so I think everyone just assumed we were, an add-on to the project beside us. When Skeena got the big $1 billion financing, it occurred to me where that money came from, and I kind of figured out it was metal traders. So when we started talking to metal traders, that's when we went, oh, there's a lot of interest there, that port being so close. And so it's a combination of things. And we had to change something because we were just sideways forever. We had great drill results, but we weren't capturing the market. So as soon as we kind of talked to our partners and everyone agreed that this was something that we should do, the things have changed dramatically for us.
Right. So you put a lot, first of all, I know you guys had great drill results, but we don't really need to talk about them. I mean, they've been real excellent. People can go look at your website and see them. I mean, these are drill results that are kind of world class. I mean, we're talking about really wide, high grade widths, especially at Blueberry. We don't want to talk about that. We only have about 10 minutes here. What I really want to talk about more is kind of your plan, because you have put a lot in motion. You've made some deals. You put a lot in motion. So I want people to understand kind of what you're doing as far as you're getting this thing into production.
Sure. So when we made that decision, like, hey, let's look at this direct shipping of ore because we're so close to the port, we started talking to metal traders. The deal I ended up with, so I had a little bit of interest from perhaps I had optionality there, and we landed with Ocean Partners because they allowed me the flexibility for not knowing what the future holds. But I mean, I'm from the community. If there's a solution there and we can be a part of it, they were open to that, right? So, and then we hired Sean Massey, who was running the Bruce Jack mine, because he came in. He liked the simplicity of the project, and essentially we're making 3-inch rocks. It's like we're a gravel quarry. Because we're so close to surface and because that port's so close, that is what we're taking. So it's actually quite a simple project. Nothing simple, of course, and there'll be lots of, it's challengingly simple. But what we do right now changes nothing whether I stop and at a mill that's 20 kilometers down the road or goes on to that dock and on its way to Taiwan. Payabilities, we have a contract, we did a bulk sample, we've proven that yes, it can work and it would be profitable.
When do you anticipate getting into production?
We believe second half of 2028, so right in the summer of 2028, we could be mining. With the bulk sample, we got a permit on July 8th of this year, and Sean had the ore at the dock in September. From just receiving a permit. So it's right. Instant go because these veins are right on surface.
Great. So I really like it when I have a date. You can target it. So what steps do you got to do between now and then?
So the long lead items that are, why can't we go tomorrow, would be the environmental baseline and amending the permit that we currently have. So we're halfway through that exercise. So we'll finish that second half of the environmental baseline studies. We also have to get that deposit into a feasibility in an indicated level for feasibility studies in order to be able to submit into that joint amendment permit, like just modernizing the current permit that we have. Right. So we've been working on it. We spent a lot of money. we have it just everything's going swimmingly. It's
Right. So
so
now
far.
you're just checking the boxes right now,
Correct.
which is great. I like companies to have a plan,
Yeah.
right? So you like, we got everything's on the board and we're just basically checking the boxes and we're focusing on mid 28 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let's get it all done.
But the price of gold being what it is, that rush to production is very important, and the market seems to be willing to recognize those efforts. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. What I've experienced as an investor is that people don't get interested until you get kind of close to the end zone. It's like you got to get over the 50-yard line before people really take notice. So this year, you'll languish a little bit. You are a solid developer in Canada, so people will, especially your drill results, they will take notice. But next year, because once we get to the middle of 27, which isn't that far away,
no, gosh,
we get to the middle of 27, you're a year out.
yeah. As that clock ticks, I think we become that much.
Yes.
The view becomes much more clear every second. Yeah.
I've been doing this since 2004 in juniors and buying companies like yours. And it was amazing the interest in development projects in Canada during that period.
Right.
It was nuts, actually. We were seeing development projects get valued like producers.
Right.
$300 in the ground kind of thing. It was pretty amazing. And that could happen to you. We don't know yet. Right now, sentiment is actually weak. It's not that good. If you look at valuations in the companies, like we're at this forum right here, there's not a single company here that's pricey. That you would say, I don't want to, you're too expensive. I don't want to own you. Everybody's cheap.
Yeah.
That shows you sentiment still is poor. When you got Newmont trading at a 10 multiple with $2,500 margins, that tells you everything you need to know.
It's true. And I've been doing a lot of these for 10 years. Yesterday, pretty much the same faces. So I'm not, seeing the switch and people like going, oh, and I'm going, this is a good thing. This means even with, and we've all kind of moved up and we're basing and these I'm a little bit spiky right now. I understand that, but no, I think it's healthy because that rotation has not happened. Mm-hmm. More and more narrative, it's coming.
Yeah, it potentially puts a lot of leverage under your company. That's what, and we're going to see what happens. With these development projects in Canada, there's not very many. A lot of these development projects in Canada are a little further down than you because they're big. There's a lot of really big ones, right? Yeah. 4 million plus ounce projects out there that it's going to take them a while these projects takes a long time to permit, takes a long time to build.
That's right.
So you are kind of ahead of some of those, which will help you a lot.
It's unique. Yeah. The little situation that we have. So
the little time we have left, and I think a lot of people that follow you are interested in this question. Okay. So you have this initial plan, right? Where you're basically going to take this ore and ship it overseas. But during this period, these next 3 years, you're going to be drilling and you're finding a lot of gold. So it's very possible that you could use a local mill or you could even build a mill, right? What are those possibilities?
I don't think we entertain building a mill because there is a 2,500 ton a day mill right beside us and empty trucks going to be going to this Escape Creek and to Bruce Jack again. They don't no need of ore, but those are situations there. I don't think the area needs another mill. But yes, I would like people to appreciate is where we are today. We still have only drilled under 100,000 meters from day one. We're going to drill 50,000 meters, which I'm fully funded for right now, starting in June. So the expansion potential, I think our exploration potential is still as good as any exploration company. Right. You can have that excitement, but we decided to take this high grade top resource and put a value to it rather than see how big it is. So we can expand, we can, and again, the model's holding in very well. If you look at our program this year, of which even made us blush, it was very much better than we thought.
Yeah, I would say you make your money on the second mine. So for years, the second mine is kind of that exploration potential where you basically expand it. And so one mine so there's a possibility that you could actually continue sending ore overseas and use a local mill. simultaneously.
And my contract allows me not to one or the other. I can do a little bit of both. I have such flexibility. Fantastic partners, ocean partners. I can't, they're there for the business, and they're our largest shareholders. So they go, well, we're going to do fine either way.
Right.
But so if it's something that makes business sense, that's what we'll do.
Right.
But we can do a little bit of both. We
I'm-
can do one or the other.
I'm I'm out of time, but I have to have this one question. Your shareholders, your insiders, are you guys in it for the long haul? I mean, is there a possibility you guys are going to get taken out, or do you want to build this into a big company?
I think, we've always, the whole program was to get taken out, but I think with the major shareholders, we have such a great group, we're going to build it. This is, right now, they're trying to fix one down south, and we hope the best, but that's a new group. Everything we do right now is let's just get that ore ready to go. That it's easy enough for Sean. He
Right.
built the new Afton mine, so this is simple for Sean.
I do the math. So if you do the math and you see the potential, it's like, why should we give this thing away? It's worth too much money.
What was before is no longer. Like, yeah, we can see the ability if we so desire, we could actually build a pretty big company.
Exactly.
That's on the menu. Again, we'll just
Awesome.
stick to what we're doing, but yeah, the optionality is
All
the
right,
key
so-
word.
Fantastic. Thanks,
Okay,
Brad.
thanks.
Appreciate it.